Hello, in this HTML crash course video, we are going to cover the form element, which allows you to construct some sort of input form. For example, actually I'll show you if I go to the Sonar System website, which is my company. If I scroll down, go to contact us, this right here is a form. You type in an email address, you type in a message, and then you click send. Obviously it's saying that this isn't a valid email address, but you get the picture. It's a way of inputting data and transmitting it. So are forms easy? Yeah, for the most part they are very easy to create. First thing you need to do is create a form tag, open and close it. Inside here is where you will construct your form, but you need a couple of attributes. So you need action, which is the actual page that you want it to go to. So I'm going to call it action page.php. You might be thinking, what's a .php file? It's, well, a PHP file. PHP is a server-side coding language which resides, well, on your server and is run on your server. So something like this, you would click the form, for example, if it had all the data, you'll send it to the action page. Action page would do something. Maybe it would email it somewhere, maybe it would store in a database, maybe it would retrieve something and let the user know. We're not covering that in this tutorial. This tutorial is just to show you the form element and how to construct the visual HTML aspect of it. But it's best to know that the action part of it is important to actually get it working. But this is just a HTML crash course. You'll eventually move on to something like CSS and JavaScript, and then eventually get onto PHP, where you can start connecting everything together, the front end and the back end. The other key attribute in here is the method attribute. So if I type in method and then get, there are two types of methods that you'll be dealing with: get and post. Get is this type of method. If I go into my education platform, Sonar Learning, scroll down, if I click on web development, actually yeah, it doesn't matter, sorry. So if I just go on to university lectures and seminars, as you can see, we got topic page.php. So this would be the action where it's been sent to, and this question mark says that we're sending data to it as well. So this will be the parameter name and this will be the data sent. As you can see, it's in the URL. So this is a get method. Get data is sent via the URL. That isn't secure, so you wouldn't want it for that, but it allows me to bookmark it. The other alternative is called post. You don't actually see any difference. So if I were to, for example, go into login, click login, and okay, my details are already right here. If I click login, nothing goes into the URL in terms of data. The username isn't there, the password isn't there, because that would be a security risk. It's sent via post, so it's sent hidden, and you can send more data as well. But we're just going to be putting post here, get here, because it's when we click a button, we'll be able to actually see the data in the URL. So the next thing is to actually construct our form. So you can have a mixture of elements in here, just plain text. So first of all, we're going to put first name, because we're going to be asking the user for their name. Then we're going to put a break tag. And then we're going to put an input tag. And the input tag, I think, as you can guess, it puts a field that allows the user to input data. And then type, and this is the important one. There are different types of input. You can get text, you can get text area, which is more for paragraphs that you might have seen in comment sections like YouTube that have those sort of lines in the bottom right hand corner that allow you to extend it. That's a text area. The type could be password, and the difference between password and text is password is hidden. It usually has asterisks or dots there, which is fantastic, so you don't have to code that in yourself. And there are other types as well, such as a checkbox. If you check out the W3 Schools website, you'll see a bunch of great documentation on there. So in here, it's going to put text. I'm going to keep it simple, name, and this name, I'm going to put first name. This name variable is essentially, so if I go desktop development, it is this right here. It is the actual name of the data that we're sending, and then I'm going to put a value. Value isn't required. Value is just a default value that is provided. I'm going to put Bruce, and now we'll put a break tag. Below that, I'm going to put last name. And I'm going to put another input tag, type equals text. You know what, I'm going to put password, even though it shouldn't be a password. Last name would usually be, I'm going to put password actually, just so you know exactly what we're referring to. Name equals password, value, actually you don't want a value for the password. And another thing I forgot to mention, these elements are void elements where they don't have a specific closing tag. They are like meta tags in that there's no data that goes in between them. Any data is set via attributes. And now finally, let's put another break line and put an input, and this input is going to have an input type of submit. This is a button. I'm going to put value equals submit. So that value here is what the text of the button says. So if we save this, go to our web browser, refresh, we actually, you know what, I'm just going to comment this out. We've shown you comments before, very simple stuff. Refresh, and as you can see, we have actually, there we go. I was wondering why password and the password text box were on the same line. So there we go, it's all separated now. So as you can see, it's got Bruce in there by default. Password, password, if I were to type something in, it's hidden. And if I were to click submit, as you can see, it's trying to take us to actionpage.php, which doesn't exist. That's fine. We put question mark, first name, which was the name of the first input field, then the actual data and password, and then that data. So let's put some data and password. I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, submit, and as you can see, the data appears there as well. So that's it for forms. Like I said, check out the W3 Schools website. What I want you to do is have a look at adding a radio button, a checkbox button, a text area, having a look at the different attributes. Try to create a form that you've seen in another website before, whether that's Facebook, Google, wherever. Try and replicate that just so you can familiarize yourself with form creation. So that's it for this video. If you liked it, please let us know. If you didn't, please let us know as well what you didn't like about it so I can improve it for the next time. There will be a link in the description to the source code of this video and the source code of every other video in this series. If you have any question whatsoever, feel free to post it on my education platform, sonarlearning.co.uk. And as usual, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.